Okay, hello everybody. Now, I'm not a mathematician, so bear with me. I think very philosophically, but I am going to try to explain my view on upper dimensional space with visual aid. Now, it's going to be very poor since this is a two-dimensional plane, but this is what I've been thinking of for the last few minutes, and it's been a thought that I've actually had in my brain for about a year or two. So, now we are three-dimensional beings that exist in the third dimension, right? So, you have, it's going to be difficult to perceive. Okay. So you have width, you have height, right? So you have height, you have length, and you have width. So my theory goes is that our minds you have your two eyeballs, right? And these eyeballs are used to create a visual plane. So, all right, this will be the visual plane, right? This is how far you can see from the very end of your periphery to your focal point, and then to the other side. Okay. Now you use two-dimensional objects, which are these lines, to view your focal point, to fix upon it. And if you shut the other eye, then your focal point may be somewhere over here, but it's just a single line still, so it's still a two-dimensional object. Okay. Two-dimensional object to view a focal point which is in the first dimension. Now the theory goes is that if you shut your eyes, right, and then were to envision, all right, let's say you have your brain here. Let's see, this is your head, right? Try to imagine it from the perspective of your eyeballs, and that when I go up, I'm not actually going up the y-axis, I'm going out the z-axis, okay? So you have, I'm going to just put two little balls here. You look out into the very center of your mind's eye with your eyes shut, and you try to take that. Now, keep in mind, with your eyes shut and with your eyes open, either way, your visual plane goes out to about here in your mind, right? The furthest ends of your periphery. Now, take that ball, right? Take let's just take the one on whatever side eye is dominant. So I'm going to say left eye for me. And you just mentally, with your mind shut, take that ball and move it as far as you can out. And then try your very best to push it all the way around your head to the very back of your head, okay? So imagine that this is your head, right? This is the front of your head, side, back, okay? Now do it with the other one. Try to do it, if you can do that, try to do it with both of them at the same time. Keep your focus on that single point and how you push it all the way around to the back of your head. And then do it with this side, and then do it with both sides, and then try to perceive this entire phase space, okay? I call it a phase space. This is what I call a focal line. Now imagine that hypothetically, this is a second dimensional focus plane. And from this plane, instead of seeing from a focal point and as you go out perceiving second dimension and third dimension, right? You perceive from the second dimension to start, and you would perceive theoretically the fourth dimension. Okay, so imagine, if you will, that you have a focal line around your head. Okay, so you are able to see 360 degrees. Now, in vision, a sphere. I don't know. This is a terrible drawing of a sphere. Just imagine this is a sphere, okay? Try to imagine viewing from your focal line the sphere itself, since it's a focal line where every bit of the line around your head is at full focus instead of just a fixed point like we see now. You would be able to see the whole sphere from the outside and from the inside. This is maybe a fallacy, but I don't care. So try to envision a sphere from the inside, a sphere from the outside, just the shell of it, and then infinitely everywhere outside of the sphere, and then everywhere inside the sphere, all at once. My theory is that in that focus plane exists the fourth dimension. And it's difficult, it would be practically impossible to display the fourth dimension on this second dimensional plane, because you would have to form models of the fourth dimension on the second dimensional focal line, which would then potentially become the focal plane. Just instead of it just being a line around your head, it would be the entire plane of everything that you see around you, and then theoretically within you. Somewhere in there equals fourth dimensional object. Let me know what you think. Sorry, this isn't a meme, but yeah. Dimensions.